Hey everybody, I wanted to come to you guys after my haircut with the amazing Lindsay, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, and I had the pleasure of speaking to Lindsay about this during my haircut, about self-care. I know I've been kind of talking about this a lot lately, and it's because it's something that I'm finding not only with myself that I was totally lacking at it, but I'm finding that it's like so much more common that us moms and women that we tend to neglect this stuff, and we don't actually people walking by my car right now are looking at me like I'm totally crazy because I'm on this live video, but I don't even care. Hi, Joy. So anyways, I wanted to talk about that, and obviously Lindsay sees a ton of women in her business, and so she was able to like relate to this. Hi, Tiffany. So one of the things about self-care is it's so easy not to do. So part of the commitment that I've been making to myself is to do more. So hi, Jackie. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm committing to do. I'm putting it out there in the universe, but I also want to hear about what you guys are doing to get your self-care routine up and running if you haven't been doing it, or what you do to maintain your self-care stuff. Like, what do you do for fun? What do you do for yourself? Today I made a commitment. I already set my next appointment to get my hair done again in 12 weeks. I also, I was talking to one of my good girlfriends. I wanted to find a Pilates studio. You guys may have saw my post on my personal page. I wanted to find a Pilates studio that had in-studio childcare, so I could take Maddie with me, or even Easton if he wanted to go or wasn't at school or whatever. And I could go do a Pilates class because I wanted to up level a little bit just from like a 24-hour fitness. Not to say it in like a super snobby type of way, but I wanted a different type of experience. I wanted it to be more specific. I didn't want to just drop in on the occasional Pilates class at the 24-hour fitness. I didn't want to just jump in on any old random class. I wanted to be part of that type of environment where I became part of like a Pilates community or some type of community, if that makes any sense, if anybody's ever done that. Maybe for you, Jackie, with dance. So I wanted to surround myself with that. And the reason I'm doing this, you guys, is because I wanted to change. Right now, I'm just not feeling the Beachbody workouts. I have a full home gym at home. I'm not feeling that. I don't want to do it. I get going on it and then I stop. So feel free to say hi or ask questions or post if you can relate to not wanting to do home workouts. So I couldn't find anything. The closest Pilates place so far, I have a voicemail that I got while I was getting my hair done that I haven't listened to yet. You feel me? I know. And your husband is like the best trainer ever and like the strongest guy I know. So I called around. I must have called 50 places that I thought were in close proximity to my house or close enough. I found one. It was in La Jolla. For those of you who are not familiar with where I live in relation to the city of La Jolla, it's probably about a 45 to 60 minute drive each way plus the class. And then each class was like 45 minutes or 60 minutes long. And then each child, even though they offered the care, each child was $10 per class. So that would have been, if I went 5 days a week, it would have been quite a bit of an investment on top of $20 a class for myself. And it's not that it's that. If it was closer, I probably would have sprung for it and I probably would have done it. But first of all, Maddie hates the car. He would have screamed the entire way and it would have ruined my entire experience and it wouldn't have lasted very long. But I did find something similar, something close. And I found a bar method class that's not too far from my house. I think it's like 8 miles, 9 miles, something like that, in Rancho Bernardo. And they have in-care childcare for like $5. So, and their courses are a little bit more affordable. So I figured, well, I can always drop in on a Pilates class once or twice a week when I have, on a Saturday or Sunday when Corey's got the day off or whatever. So I'm doing that for myself. I'm going to start tomorrow and I'm just going to see how it goes. And so with that, also, you guys, I have these eyebrows that I'm going to get touched up again next month. But that was part of my self-care thing too. I'm doing things that I normally would have put off, that I would have in the past have been like, no, I probably don't need that. It would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice. But I'm doing that for a few reasons. One, because it makes me feel better about myself. Two, because I get to see some of my like favorite girlfriends. Thank you, Jackie. And three, because it helps with my money story. You know, that I obviously, like, here's the thing, like, I don't want to be, it's hard for me, or it would be hypocritical for me to tell you guys to invest in yourselves and to, dance classes, like real grown-up dance classes. Wouldn't that be great, Jackie? But it's hard for me to tell you guys to invest in yourselves, to hire a coach like myself or anybody else, if I'm not willing to make those investments in myself as well. So tomorrow for True Talk Tuesday, we're going to talk a little bit more about, I might tweak this a little bit. We might kind of carry on a little bit more. Or if there's something specifically you guys want to talk about tomorrow, we can do that too. But I want to talk about how personal development is so amazing, but implementing the personal development, it's so much more than just listening to the audio or just reading the book. You know, it's like you could read a novel like The Hunger Games or 50 Shades of Grey and you've just read the book. You're not really implementing that into your life. Like maybe with 50 Shades of Grey you are. And Nicole, if she was watching this, she would be so proud of you. She's our relationship coach in this community, you guys. But anyways, like, to listen to You Are a Badass, or to listen to Jim Rohn, who I absolutely adore, to listen to him is one thing and you feel really good about what he says, but to take his advice and to start really like honing in on that and really putting it into action and putting it into your life and putting it into the way that you carry yourself, the way that you speak to people, the way that you're thinking about things. And, you know, like if you want to be, okay, so I got you guys thinking with this whole 50 Shades thing. Maybe if Nicole catches the replay on this or hops on live, maybe she could do a 50 Shades relationship type of bonus course or something for all of us. So with all that being said, I want to talk about how there's so much more to it than just listening to the books. And I didn't actually realize this for a long time, that when people talking about the difference between sharing and selling, until I found a message that I was so on fire about, like I believe in so much, hi Lori, that I couldn't not share it. So, for me, and it's hard to put it into words sometimes, but like, so I think Jackie, you could probably relate to this. Let me know if you do. So like when you're an advocate for something, so Jackie and I have both been nursing mothers, and we are advocates for making breastfeeding normalized, whether you choose to cover or uncover or bear it all. We want women to know that it's okay, right? Like we want no like child feeding shame, right? So, that's something we can get behind, right? So that's something that you really believe in, right? That exactly, normalize it. But that's something that you're so passionate about that you would tell anybody about it. You would share your feelings about it. You would share the different options about it, the different education, the different, that you're federally protected and you don't have to take anybody's bullshit when you're at a restaurant and somebody's asking you to leave because they don't like what they're seeing because of whatever their reason is, right? You can tell them to fuck off and there's nothing they can do about it, right? So, right, you'd fight a stranger, exactly. So that's my point. That's exactly my point, is really, really, really knowing your message, knowing how in your heart, in your soul, it lights you on fire, and it's something that you can 1,000,000% stand behind. That, my friends, is sharing. So when you hear people talking about, and for the longest time, like when I was a Beachbody coach or whatever, I'd hear like, yeah, share, blah, blah, blah. I never, ever, ever related any of that to how I felt. I never, and maybe I just wasn't as strongly passionate about that as I thought that I was, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I love nutrition and I love being able to change food around, and I'm a total researcher and I'm a total foodie and all that kind of stuff. But being able to empower women by helping them find their confidence is so much bigger than that for me. It's so like in me. Like I can't, unless you feel something like that, I can't explain it. So that's why I use Jackie's example of normalizing breastfeeding, because I know how Jackie feels about that. And that's something that I could put into words that was relatable. So until you really like feel it, and I mean like feel it. Yes, in your soul, on fire. Like you said, you'd fight a stranger for it, right? That's how I feel about confidence coaching. That's how I feel about making a difference and having a woman say like, you helped me overcome this, and because of that, I am now starting my business. I would have otherwise never taken those first steps, and I would not have found the success that I have. I don't care what it is that you're doing. I don't care if you are starting a bookkeeping business. I don't care if you are starting an essential oils company, if you cut hair, you're a master stylist, if you do beautiful eyebrows. I don't care what that is. Whatever it is, it has to be a feeling. So I'm going to save some of this for tomorrow, because I seriously could go on and on about it. But that's what tomorrow's True Talk Tuesday is going to be about. I think I'm going to do it a little bit early because I'm going to go to my 10:30 bar method class. I'll probably do it about, let's do it about 9:30, probably 9:30. Because then I have time to drop off Easton at school and get my shit together a little bit before I come on and talk to you guys. But we're going to talk about how personal development, when you start to actually implement the steps, and I'll give you guys a few examples of like the personal development that I've done and that I've read and that's really resonated with me. Again, like Jim Rohn, I freaking love that guy. Like, he's a little bit weird to listen to at first because his voice is a little bit monotonous, but, and he's got kind of not like a weird accent, but he says words a little bit funny sometimes, and, it'll make you laugh. So that takes a little getting used to, but to implement the things that he's saying and to really like understand like what he's talking about, that's what I want to get into, and really learning how to feel that stuff and feel the shifts that you're making and feel into what's going to propel you forward, and know that if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. And that if you don't like how something makes you feel, you don't have to do it. I'll probably piss off everybody in here who has an upline, their upline or their boss or their manager or the supervisor, but you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And there's so many people who are rule breakers, and I feel like a rebel telling you guys this, but just because it worked for somebody else doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. Doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, because if you're not energetically behind something, you don't feel good about the way you're presenting it or having to do something just because somebody told you need to, you're not going to do very well at it, because everybody's going to pick up on that. I'm going to try to remember to talk to you guys a little bit too. That's why I work for myself. Exactly, Jackie. Like, I had the best boss you could have asked for, and there were still some things that I absolutely hated about the company that I was employed by. You know, like, it's a whole long other story, and I'll talk to you guys about that. I'm going to do a money class. Probably in a few weeks I'll launch that. I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit tomorrow about another course that I'm launching over the next week. And I wanted to do a group thing because I wanted everybody to have the opportunity to take advantage of it instead of like investing right away into a one-on-one coaching session or like a month-long thing. So I wanted to put something together that I think everybody could use, about really becoming, getting clarity, getting that confidence, and ultimately starting to earn some of that cash, because you need clarity and confidence to get to that place where you can really get out there and start earning confidently and market yourself confidently and, position yourself with your head held high. So we're going to talk about that. There's so much about that we can talk about, but that's all I have. I'm going to get home to my little babies now, and I will talk to you guys here in the morning. Mwah. Bye.